Imagine turning an idea into a fully functional website or web app in minutes without writing a single line of code. Or if you are a developer, skipping the boring parts and focusing on what matters. This is Lovable, an AI-powered website and web app builder that lets you go from concept to production faster than ever. In this video, I will explain how to use Lovable. So without further ado, let's get started. Lovable gives you 6 powerful ways to start a project. The first one is right here. I think this is the most apparent one. It is to use a prompt. You can come here and start typing in your idea, and Lovable will turn it into a website or a web app prototype. It will give you something like a minimal viable product that you can refine in subsequent prompts. The way you structure your prompt does matter. Here's 2 examples. Both could work. The first prompt is a lot shorter, but it is enough to give you a website with the key functionalities. And the second one is a lot more detailed. I will just go with this one. I will copy it and I will come back here and I will paste this in and hit enter and start to generate the project, and it will create a website according to these guidelines. All right, there you have it. It looks pretty nice and it follows the design principles that this prompt specified. So you can see the light color palette, open sans font, although I don't know if this font is open sans, but I assume it is. And we have these pages: home page, about page, services page, and contact page, right? So we have them here. We also have a sticky nav bar. So if I scroll down, the navigation bar remains at the top. We also have animations, like you can see when I change to another page, then these things are moving a little bit. So it looks pretty nice. And if we switch over to mobile, then you can see that this hamburger icon is here and it is very responsive and works well on mobile. All right, so this is about prompting. This was way number 1. The second way to start a project is to use a template. So Lovable has pre-created templates that you can use and build on top of. And these are some of the examples here. For instance, if you want to build an analytics dashboard, then you can click on this template and open this template. It will load it into your library like this. You can start to prompt the AI to change certain aspects of it and customize it to your needs. We'll talk about that. But basically, this is the second way to use a template. The third way is to remix existing projects. If you are on the Lovable homepage, then you can scroll down a little bit and you will see that there is this from the community section where you can see plenty of already created projects, and you can simply hover over the project that you find appealing and click remix, right? And this will create a copy of the project in your library and you can start to work with it and customize it to your needs. So again, this is similar to using a template. Okay, so step number 4 is to use Figma to create the visual design of your website and the builder.io integration to Lovable to turn the design into a functional website. So Figma is a place that allows you to create a web app, website, and other sort of designs visually. So instead of having to create code, you can design your web pages using drag and drop elements. You can take this as a copy and paste, and this will create another button that you can move around. You can take each of your individual pages and design what they should look like, and then you can turn this into code. So for example, if you want to take this home page, then you can select it, and then here you should go to plugins. I already added the builder.io plugin. If you don't have it, just come here and search for it, builder.io, and it will show up. And you click on this plugin, and then just click classic export. This will convert the design and you will be able to send it off to Lovable. Then it will generate the website for you. All right, it's completed. It came up with 2 designs. I'll just pick one, let's say this one. And then there is this open in Lovable option. So I'll click on this and it will export this design to Lovable. I will just click launch project and there you have it. So pretty nice. It does not look 100% as it looks on the design. If you want it to look 100% as on the design, you'll have to play around with some advanced settings. It's a bit more difficult to get 100% match, but it is possible. For this video, I just wanted to show you that this is also an option to use Figma to create your website. All right, so the 5th option is to create a sketch. Save it as an image and upload it to Lovable and ask Lovable to create a website using that sketch. I believe anything works here, even handwritten drawings if it is readable, or you can use PowerPoint or any other app that you want. Here I just have this excel drive.com and I open the blank page. I'm not good at sketching, but I will say I don't know, like this will be welcome, and there will be this blush. Oh my god, it looks terrible. And here there would be a picture, someone, and here's some text, and I don't know. And let's add a footer here as well. So this will be a footer. There you go. I think it looks very professional. I will just create a screenshot of this. Right, and now I have this picture on my desktop. So I will just take this and drag and drop into Lovable, and I will say, please create a website with this homepage. Right? And to be honest, I'm really curious what it will come up with. All right, there you go. I think it's pretty nice. I didn't specify what type of website I want. I came up with this personal portfolio, professional website / blog type of design. You can see that it is following the structure that I created. So this is another way you can start your project. All right, so the last is kind of similar to the previous one. It is to clone an existing website. There's no cloning functionality within Lovable, but you can create a screenshot of an existing web page and you can ask Lovable to replicate what it is seeing on the web page. I planned Chrome for this because there's a pretty nice plugin that you can use. It's called Go Full Page. You can see that it's scrollable. It's a bit hard to fit everything into one screenshot, and you can use this plugin. So I will click this plugin icon here, and it is created this screenshot. And then I can simply save it as an image. So I'll click download image and then head over to Lovable and add this image. Please replicate this homepage. I think it was the sign up page, but it doesn't really matter. All right, so how about that? You can even learn hi Valerie. I think hilarious. So now you have plenty of options to start your project in Lovable. So let's now talk about how to edit your project and what are some of the ways to make it truly unique. I'll just use this portfolio website that we created together and I'll turn it into something better, maybe create a portfolio website for me. All right, so the first thing that you can do with any project, you can go and click this plus icon and you will have this knowledge section. This is the blueprint of the project. This will be always available for the AI to reference. So if there is something that's really important, you want to make sure to add it here, because even though you gave the AI a prompt at the beginning when you created a website, over time, you will go back and forth and you will talk with AI a lot. The prompt history will get really long and the AI might start to forget earlier details. So for example, if you want to make sure that it's always using a certain font or it has always a certain animation or whatever you might have, you want to make sure you put it here. So as an example, I'll just say, make sure the project is always global friendly, right? So leverage this knowledge section. There is documentation about what you should and should not include here. All right, so this was just kind of a step 0. The real visual editing I will show you now, but luckily it's very simple. So basically what you're doing is you're leveraging this prompt box to tweak on parts of the website that you want to tweak on. So for example, I can say that below this section, I want to add another section where I can showcase my project. So I'll come here and I will say, all right, so I asked the AI to add a feature project section below the picture and this about me section, and I asked it to create a few pages that it will link to and placeholder images and some short description of the project. As you can see, it has already started to work on it. It is modifying parts of the website's code, and voila, I just created what I asked for. I can go here and click read more and it will open this beautiful looking project page section, and it is working very nicely. I think this is amazing. I mean, this is really amazing. I like it, right? So as always, you can add images to your prompt. So for example, I can go ahead and say, I want to change this placeholder and I want to use an image of me. So I will go ahead and I will take a picture of me. I will put it into this box and then I'll say, right, I'll click enter and this should rework this section. There you go. It looks beautiful, not because it's me, but because of how neatly it integrated this picture instead of the placeholder. Another thing you can do, you can modify certain parts of the website specifically, so you can target specific blocks. The way you can do that, you will click this edit icon here, and then you can select the blocks that you want to modify. So for example, you can say that you want to make this more detailed. You can come here and say, can you make this text longer? And then this will modify this part you specifically highlighted. Pretty nice. If you're a bit more technical, you can switch to code view and you can edit the code of the website. This could be scary and you might never want to look at it, but I do encourage you to take advantage of this feature every now and then because, for example, it's very simple to edit simple text like this. So instead of having to ask the AI and consume credits, you can go back to code mode, you can search for the homepage, I think should be this hero section, and you can see this text here and you can change it again. So I can say here, for example, welcome here instead of welcome to my space, and I can then click save. And this will save the changes. And you can see that this text has updated itself. There's a token system here on Lovable. You can see how much credits you have. Each interaction with the AI costs certain number of credits. So if you can save some credits by using the code editor, I think it's a good way to do it, especially when we're talking about simplistic things like changing simple text. Okay, so what if you made a change, but you do not like it? In this case, you can simply revert the change. So there's a very good version management here on Lovable. There is this view history button. You can click and then you can see what you did. And if it's an important change, you can bookmark it and organize it. You can click and see what was these earlier versions. And you can click restore version and that will revert to that specific stage, right? So this is the first stage of the project when I only had a homepage and I added the featured project section. I updated the image, changed some of the text and things like that. If I want to go back, for example, to this version, I can click restore version and then it will go back to this one. So we can do this, for example, and then I don't think it is using any credits. Right, so there you have it. Now there's another cool thing I want to show you. This place has plenty of pre-designed components that you can grab and use in your Lovable project. So for example, let's say there is a testimonials section that you like here, and you want to make a similar looking testimonials page in your website. So I don't know, let's see this one, this card. I think this looks pretty nice and I want to add it under featured projects, for example. The way you can do that, you can say open component and this will simply generate the code. And you can simply copy the code, go back to Lovable, and you can say, please implement this section below the featured project section. I'll just paste in the code and click enter. And now it has updated itself. And if I scroll down, you can see that this section got added to the web page and it was integrated into the web page very nicely. So this is another cool way you can add it to your project. I also encourage you to try out this chat mode. So if you enable the chat mode, then you can talk to the AI without making modifications to the website. For example, I can ask, and this will trigger a thinking process for the AI's part, and it will explain what you need to do and how it's possible to implement something like this. All right, so one last thing I wanted to show you regarding this editing is you've already seen that it's possible to create new pages, right? So here, for example, we've created new pages, but you can go and explicitly say that, for example, add a new page called blog, make the URL be /blog, and this will create a new page called blog to this specific URL path. All right, so it says it's created a blog page with sample articles, category filtering, responsive designing, everything you can imagine. All right, so if you come to this part, you can click on it, and here you can see the structure of your app, and you can see that a /blog appeared, and you click /blog, then this will navigate you to the blog page, which is pretty impressive, I would say. I hope you found this tutorial useful. I hope it helped you understand how you can use Lovable. If you learned something new, make sure to give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel because I'll be posting a lot more videos where I will explain how you can use different AI tools to be more productive and to create different solutions or make your business more profitable. See you in the next one.